Obsessed about financial freedom. The book summary. The book conveys the story of me, Justin Allen, the reasons how I became obsessed with financial freedom. Becoming wealthy starts from the mindset. There are many boxes to tick in order to have the right frame of mind, to accumulate great wealth, and to keep it. I, Justin, like to pass on the knowledge that I believe that will help you to become a better person and achieve success in life. The book is full of clues for the treasure map to financial freedom, to help you to understand how to manage your money better, why the poor are poor, what the millionaire's mindset is, and how to think big to achieve big money. You'll also learn business tips, heaps of great quotations, real estate advice, and a cash flow strategy. Also, the book is full of inspiration to motivate you to achieve the best thing that money can buy, your financial freedom. Not at 65 years old, but as soon as possible.
Obsessed About Financial Freedom: The Clues for the Treasure Map to Financial Freedom by Justin Allen. Read for you by Joshua Mackey. Introduction. This book is a magical book with superpowers, with the potential to change the lives of whomever reads it and applies the knowledge into their life's journey for a much better chance to achieve financial freedom as soon as possible. If only someone had given me this book when I was a teenager, I believe that I would have achieved financial freedom much younger. But it's better late than never. Remember, knowledge is only potential power, as if this book of knowledge was a treasure map to gold, jewels, and riches. You still need to get off the couch, turn off the TV, and make an organized plan. Apply it in the correct order, have the correct tools and equipment to receive the reward. I believe the best thing you can ever buy with your hard-earned cash is financial freedom. Then once that's achieved, you don't have to sell your time for money. It's the best option to have and is one of the keys to true happiness. If you're looking to achieve financial freedom the easy way, sorry, there is no easy way. It's only for the people out there who really want it. If you're a dreamer, I suggest that you go hit the pillow, get to bed, and just start dreaming. Leave financial freedom for the people out there who are willing to do whatever it takes, for however long it takes. Remember, your goal is out there, and the problems in life are there to keep the people out who really do not want it badly enough. Learn the game, yes. Life is a game. There are rules, the law, the mind, and history of what is proven to work. You're more likely to succeed in life if you first learn the game. For example, if you were to play a sport, you need to study the rules and then play to have a better chance of winning. We all would like to be rich, but I must ask, how rich? I mean, you need to define the amount you're aiming to achieve and write it down. Now, you cannot expect something for nothing. You need to plan what you're willing to provide to the world in exchange for that money. Open up your mind to come up with answers. It may take time to achieve, but if you really want to achieve financial freedom, you will not stop thinking about it until you've come up with the answers. This book is full of tips, ideas, examples, and inspirations to improve your mindset, and full of cash flow strategies to help you have a better chance of achieving financial freedom. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. This book is to help you succeed, but at the end of the day, it's up to you. Most of the population are all forced to go to work, whether they like it or not, trading your time for money. Selling your time now to buy older you time later. Getting ripped off trading 5 for 2, working 5 days equals 2 days of freedom. Being overworked and underpaid, with your script to work all your life until, say, 65 years old. If we want more money, we generally have to work more hours, and on weekends. With the math still saying it's not necessarily going to help that much, there has to be another way. Why stick to a plan that will never take you to where you want to go? Let this book open up your mind with the clues for the treasure map to financial freedom, to become rich and stay rich. But keep in mind that our goal is to retire young, Say in your 40s or as soon as possible, not at 65 years old with your youth swapped for a paycheck. Just who wants to be the richest guy in a nursing home, complaining about their health problems and their life gone by, reminiscing about the good old days? So get yourself an extra large coffee and a bottle of water. You're about to listen to a great audiobook called Obsessed About Financial Freedom. Chapter 1. What is financial freedom to me? Everyone has a different way of thinking about what financial freedom is. It does not necessarily mean to be fully retired, never to work again. It really just means having a good amount of income coming in, without working, that easily covers your living expenses with the option to retire. Or only working a small amount of hours each week, not being forced to work crazy hours anymore, like working 2 jobs or 7 days a week. Working all day long, where you live to work rather than work to live. It can be okay to do in the short term. I've done it myself. But after a while, you're just swapping your life and energy for money. I've been out of work when I was younger, but took a long time applying for job after job. I learned that being out of work is good for a holiday, but you can't really enjoy it in the long term on a very low income. You really need to have both time and a large amount of income to fully enjoy not working. Also, I learned to only buy what I really needed, and to appreciate everything I had and received. Financial freedom is really not having to stress about income, while not working and having a good ratio of income to living expenses, while still having enough money left over to financially still move forward. I believe that passive income is the best way to achieve this goal. You need to have both rental properties and a business to be well off. Rental properties can keep up with inflation by increasing rent up over time, and also come with tax benefits and property price growth. However, you'll need to have other income or incomes to continue to buy more properties, because the bank will not give you a loan when you stop working. The key is to have the right business that can eventually become passive income. Chapter 2. Why I wrote this book. I enjoy helping others by giving good advice, passing on information to help them open up their minds to make better decisions, and to have more options to gain more financial intelligence. There's an old saying, give a man a fish, and you'll feed him for the day. Teach a man to fish, and you'll feed him for a lifetime. It basically means it can be more beneficial in the long run to teach a person how to do something than to do that something for them. It can be like doing someone else's homework for them. They simply will not be learning anything. Can one person change the world? Yes, if they work their butt off, working harder than the average person, and can provide huge value to the world, changing and improving lives. Yes, they can. I've inherited some of my mom's personality. She likes to help others, not asking much in return. My personality is straightforward. I'll tell you straight up how it is. I like talking about information related to my goals. I'm a hard worker. I think way too much, and I don't rely on others. I like to give everyone I know good advice and motivation. I'm not shy. I used to be when I was younger, but now I've learned that shy people miss out in life. I believe that we all have a higher calling or a purpose in life. This book is my way of giving back to the world. Let me help you escape from your prison called a job. Let my words of knowledge help change your destiny from swapping your whole life of working to 65 years old to becoming financially free as soon as possible. This is the goal, to have financial freedom when you're young, not working your whole life and still being poor. Despite what you may have heard about the term, the real golden years are while we are young, fit, healthy, and full of energy. Chapter 3. Obsessed. The definition of being obsessed is being in a state of thinking about someone or something all the time. Some say the key to being successful in life is to have a strong desire for your goals. Ha ha! I laugh at that. I believe you need to be completely obsessed with achieving your goals to go all in, to be 100% focused, to be willing to make your obsession your number one priority from the time you wake up until you fall asleep, and be willing to make all the required sacrifices to get there. When you really want something badly enough to put in the work, it's just a matter of time. I've always wanted to be rich, but I would have to say since I've stopped drinking alcohol, and since having my dad pass away at work just before he was going to retire, for him never to have been able to retire, I've gone from wanting to be rich to being completely obsessed. I'm motivated by faith and desire. I seek the light at the end of the tunnel of my goal to achieve financial freedom. The day you wake up and decide this is the day you see the light and decide to chase your dreams, they're more likely to become true. I've learned that I desire whatever will give me financial freedom of passive income. In order to increase your odds, you need to find deep reasons to drive you and push your thoughts and actions repeatedly until an obsession is born. Here are some great quotations. When your purpose and passion meets inspiration, an obsession is born. Justin Allen. Once you're fully obsessed with deep reasons, you'll gain superpowers to only have selective hearing and vision for your obsession, with the mission to not stop until the goal is conquered. Justin Allen. Your ability to use the principle of autosuggestion will depend very largely upon your capacity to concentrate upon a given desire until that desire becomes a burning obsession. Napoleon Hill. Be obsessed or be average. Grant Cardone. Obsessed is a word the lazy use to describe the dedicated. Pinterest.com. Chapter 4. Time. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Can you hear that noise? That's time. It continues to tick, and it's never going to stop. It's our most precious asset, time. No matter how rich you are, we all get the same 24 hours of time to spend each day. We have to understand that life is short to make the most of the way we spend our time. Money can always be made more of, but time, once spent, cannot. For example, a 75-year-old could make $1 million in 1 year, but cannot buy more time to live. So when we're at work, we are selling our time and energy. When you work a job, you are given money for your time. So if that's your only income, keep in mind to only buy what you really need, because if you waste your money, you're technically wasting your time. We only have a limited amount of time on this planet, so you should only buy what you really need until you have other forms of passive income coming in. For example, a guy buys a nice new expensive car, say a $55,000 silver GT Mustang. He now has to spend $55,000 of his life's rations at work in order to pay for it, and more if paying under finance. Keep in mind that your money is linked to your time spent at work. Remember to make the most of it until you've achieved financial freedom, or it'll slow you down. I'd like to make you aware of how short life can be and ask you some questions. To use as a guide, at what age did your ancestors, grandparents, and your parents die? What age do you expect to live to, approximately? So get a calculator handy now, please. Put in your age expectancy, for example, 75 years old, minus your current age, say 38 years old, equals 37 years left to live. Multiplied by 365 days in a year equals 13,505 days approximately left to live. The moral of this exercise is to shock you to realize that life is really short. Do not waste a single day. Most people that have too much spare time do not appreciate it or make the most of their time. When you have a job and finish your shift, you're thankful that you have your time and life back. But still, most people have a routine to just waste their most precious asset called time. Once you've sold your time, no amount of money will buy it back. You should do tasks by priority, most important to least. Always assume that you will not have adequate time to do your priority tasks. To make sure you allow more time than you think is necessary for it, And if you have any time left over, use it for less important tasks. Learn to be more time efficient. There's always ways to get more out of your day. Through repetition, you can learn how to be more time efficient, and you can even buy tools to help get more out of your day. Take into consideration an hour of our life is only worth what we get paid. We have to either accept it or raise our value to society. Keep in mind the value of time when buying goods. It can be much better to spend a little extra money for goods to save time. Here are some great quotations. Time isn't a commodity, something you pass around like a cake. Time is the substance of life. When anyone asks you to give your time, they're really asking for a chunk of your life. Antoinette Bosco. No matter how rich you are, your money will not buy you a second of time. Justin Allen. It's true what they say. Time flies when you're having fun, but extremely slow when you're at a job you hate. Justin Allen. Time is like driving a car that never stops. The past is behind you, and the present is around you, and the future is off into the distance. Justin Allen. Chapter 5. Rat Race. Most people born into our society have the same fate and the same script. Not everyone, but most of the population. That is, to go to preschool, then to primary school, then to high school. To always be in fun mode in your spare time, enjoying it with friends, watching TV and playing with your toys. Then to go on to further education or university. To be like the typical person to not knowing what job or career to do, with gambling whether you will like the job in the long run. Getting a job and most likely working several different jobs and industries. Eventually find a partner, settle down, buy a home, get into debt, have kids, and most likely sell your home and buy a nicer home with a bigger mortgage. Life passing you by quickly. Sleeping around 8 hours each night to wake up to an alarm clock buzzing. Quickly having breakfast and getting ready to jump into your car. Wasting your life stuck in traffic. Trading 5 days at work for 2 days off. We are really getting ripped off. At work feeling like a robot doing the similar thing but different day. To only get public holidays off and getting around 4 weeks of annual leave each year, with casual workers not getting any payment at all. Only to be scripted to work until all our life is nearly evaporated until around age 65. With the average person, even having worked most of their life, to still never be rich or above the system. Even if you have an above-average job and are good with managing your income, you might have a nicer home and maybe even a second house with a more lavish lifestyle. But is the trade worth most of your time and energy? Missing time to do the things in life that you really enjoy doing. Let's write a new script.